Amandla, we have a crisis of time. So I'm going to request Imbongi, Nfucela Imbongi. Mosimbongi asikhoaphe programming. So zivele nje ziphakame zakuvukelo. I don't know whether that's the right word. So ndiyacela ke nto zobawo. Ndiyanicela nto zobawo ndaw indicator xa ndifuna imbongi. Because we have to truncate the program. This part of the program is equally important. Ndicela ke sincedisane kuloo ndawo. The second request I wanted to make is that if you look at the speakers that are following, the following speakers, they probably, in a sense, all the speakers and every aspect of Stoff's life was permeated by politics. So there's no way, whether you're saying with family and anybody else, I'm sure you listened to Omatatla here, how articulate they were, both about the political vision and the philosophical orientation of Comrade Stoff. I mean, that was Stoff. Everything to Stoff was political. There was nothing that he took for granted. He analyzed every aspect of life. Stoff was what all revolutionaries need to be, a social critique. Because sometimes we use this term, I'm a revolutionary, when in fact you cannot even criticize and look very critically at the reality that we're confronting. The strength of any revolutionary movement is critical thinking, critical analysis, ability to understand the objective and material conditions obtaining at particular moments in history. And being able to ensure that you design strategies and tactics that respond to that reality. Not create a reality of your own in your own head, as many people seem to do these days. So many of the speakers that follow, I'm sure, will do exactly what Comrade Stoff would have loved. And most of the speakers who spoke, Comrade Charles and others who spoke in the memorial service, did exactly that. They were very critical about our challenges. They look at our challenges in the face and analyze them. Because I think it would be nice by the time we walk out of here, we walk out of here with one resolution, all of us, that the ANC can never be the same. That we must take ourselves out of the current morass we are in as a country and as the movement. So that's the purpose, I think, of having this array of speakers. We allow them time to reflect as hard as they can on the reality that we confronted. Revolutionary movements cease to be revolutionary movement if they are not critical. And the African National Congress is a revolutionary movement, and we believe that there can be no stone left unturned in its analysis of the reality that we're confronting. That's what we are hoping the speakers that are coming, and you have heard from the speakers that have spoken before, they were very critical, very direct about the reality that we face as a country. The day before Comrade Stofile went to hospital, I had the opportunity when Utlanga Mandla was saying, when Insa was saying he was speaking at the funeral, when he could not continue to speak, he pulled me and said, "Iza kodini ugqibezela lapha esi speech. Wabe engabhalanga speech." So I had to look at his face and decide what to say. But we had an opportunity of spending almost 2 hours and more with him at his house. In that 2 hours, he was very thoroughgoing, very in-depth in his analysis of the current situation and the challenges we're facing as a movement. He was very critical of what kind of leadership the ANC requires at this moment to take us out of the current morass. He was very focused in telling us how to rebuild the African National Congress, how to ensure that the ideas that we value become ideas of society in general. Because part of the failure we have, we must accept, as Stoffwell told us, is that once you lose the hegemony, once you are off the intellectual and moral high ground as a movement, your ability to steer transformation will be constrained, if not blocked completely. And Comrade Stock would have told us that we are fast stepping off the high moral and intellectual ground, that these are the forebears left with us as a movement. So I'm calling the speakers, just to manage time, I'm asking that we don't sing in between the speakers, the three speakers, the first speakers. So the first person will come on stage and speak, and as he finishes, I would request the next one to come on stage and speak. Just look at the program, the next three speakers, which is Comrade Sipho, a tribute from Comrade Mbalula, and a tribute from Trevor Manuel, who will take a very critical period in Stoff's life. He valued that period of the United Democratic Front. He believed that if we can go back to those values that anchored our struggle in that period, probably the ANC will not be in the mess that it is in today. I'm calling upon Comrade Sipho. Can we have one song, and we'll have another song after Comrade Trevor Manuel.